This is Briscoe's Math Clinic with Lesson 5, Evaluating Expressions from Unit 2, Equations and Expressions with a pre-algebra algebra focus. Our goal is to evaluate expressions using substitution, and I'm going to go through what evaluate means, what expressions mean, and what substitution means. But before we get into that, I want to talk about variables. So variables are unknown quantities, usually represented by a letter. So typically the variables that we use are x, y, or z. So we can use our variables to represent any number. Let's use our variables to represent the numbers 2, 3, and 4. Because our expressions are going to have variables in them. And our expressions are mathematical statements without an equal sign. So let's work with the expressions 2x, 5y minus 9, and 7z plus 12. So all of these expressions are mathematical statements. They have variables x, y, and z, and they don't have an equal sign. Now we can evaluate these expressions using substitution. So we could find the value of these expressions by substituting our value in for the value of the variable. So I know that x is equal to 2, so I can take that 2, and actually, just so we don't get confused with the 2 and the 2 here, I'm going to make this, let's make this x5. So let's do this. So x equals 5. I can substitute 5 in for x here. I know this is 2 times x. So now that I've replaced x with 5, it's going to be 2 times 5. And evaluating it, I'm going to get the value 10. Now I can evaluate this second expression. We know the value of y is 3. So I'm going to have 5 times 3 minus 9. So I get 15 minus 9. And I get 6. And my last expression, I'm going to evaluate. We know z is 4. So I'm going to have 7 times 4 plus 12. 7 times 4 is 28 plus 12. And we get 40. So that's how we're going to evaluate our expressions using substitution. We're going to take the value of our variable and put it into our expression and then perform our mathematical operations. Let's get into a couple examples. Okay, so for number 1, we want to evaluate 2x plus 3y if x is 4. So our value for x is 4, and our value for y is 5. And remember, when we evaluate, we're going to use substitution. So we're going to replace x with 4, so I'm going to have 2 times 4 plus 3. We're going to replace y with 5, 3 times 5. 2 times 4 is 8, plus 3 times 5 is 15, and we'll get 23. Then number 2, we're going to replace y with 9, so we've got 2 times y minus 8 divided by x, and x is 2. So 2 times 9 minus 8 divided by 2. So following our order of operations, let's multiply 2 times 9. We get 18 minus 8 divided by 2. We get 10 over 2. And our evaluated expression is going to be 5. Get into examples 3 and 4. So number 3, we've got 5 times x to the second power times y minus x times y to the second power. And our value for x is 2. So we're going to replace x with 2. And our value for y is 3. So we're going to replace y with 3. So let's do our substitution first, because when we're evaluating our expressions, we've got values for x and y. We're going to use substitution. So we're going to have 5 times 2 squared times 3 minus 2 times 3 squared. So now let's simplify following our order of operations. We want to do the exponents first. So 2 to the second power means 2 times 2, which is 4. So we're going to have 5 times 4 times 3 minus 2 times 3 to the second power, which is 3 times 3. Remember our exponent, 3 is the base. The exponent tells us how many times we're multiplying that base by itself. So 3 times 3 is 9. So we're going to have 5 times 4 times 3. So we're going to get 20 times 3. So we're going to get 60 minus 18. And we're going to get 42 as our simplified answer. Number 4, we've got the quantity 2x minus y to the second power, where x is 5 and y is 3. So let's start with our substitution. 2 times 5 minus 3 to the second power. So let's start inside our parentheses in our order of operations. Let's do multiplication. 2 times 5 is 10 minus 3. Again, inside the parentheses, 10 minus 3 is 7 squared. 7 squared is 49. So that's our simplified answer, evaluating our expression if x is 5 and y is 3. So that was lesson 5, evaluating expressions for equations and expressions unit. If you like this video, leave a like, comment, and subscribe. First Coast Math Clinic.